Because before I read you some quotes, I want to also read you why I'm saying this to you. Remember when I brought up the 2024 U.S. Olympic roster, how she was left off of that, and how stupid that was for Team USA women's basketball to leave her off? Remember I said that? They said this is where they're going now. Ms. Clark's targeting may reflect a culture of disparate treatment, and the evidence provides reasonable cause for a federal probe into potential civil rights violations.
The WNBA has treated Caitlin Clark like a piñata during a toddler's birthday celebration. At halftime, Stephen A. Smith is now hotter than a microwave burrito. He dubbed it a civil rights issue in high tops after witnessing her get fouled so many times. Basketball is not what this is. It's shot clock-equipped bumper cars. Additionally, Stephen A. is testifying rather than only reacting. Loud, untamed, and uncensored. He's never looked so insane to you. Indeed, it's even more hilarious than you could imagine. Hold on tight. The ground gets burnt in this case.
I had to talk about a story that's very, very important. And albeit indirectly, it involves Caitlin Clark, the Department of Justice, and quite possibly the President of the United States.
Let's be clear about this. After watching Caitlin Clark play a full WNBA game, Stephen A. Smith said, "No, no, no. Subpoenas are what I desire. Swoops on the witness stand is what I want. Go fetch a gavel, someone." Since the league's lone bright spot is being stomped, smacked, hip-checked, and I poked like she's attempting to dribble through the cast of Mortal Kombat, we're going to convert this into a law and order WNBA victims unit.
And I feel bad because it seems like the sisters are bullying the little girls, or the older players are bullying the younger girls. I don't want to make it about race because I've seen white girls bullying the young white girls. I've seen the black girls bullying the young white girls.
You can now debate Caitlin Clark's statistics. Feel free to argue. Discuss her utilization rate, plus or minus, field goal percentage, PR, RPM, CPR, FBI, CIA, or any other acronym you want. That isn't the purpose. The key takeaway is that the WNBA at last has a ticket to national prominence. They turned her over to the Goon Squad after their Michael Jordan moment.
Let me read to y'all the opening couple of graphs, because I want you to hear the impact of this. This is serious. This is serious. And I could say it with my team here, having the footage and the receipts to back me up. I could be in that I told you so mode. I really, really could. But I ain't gonna do that because I'm in a good mood. I'm gonna be chill. But I could have said, I could be.
Together with Stephen A. God bless him. He's wearing trainers while posing as though this is the Selma March on national television. During a live broadcast, he has veins protruding from his forehead as if the Wi-Fi were down. Because even he is aware that if the WNBA makes a mistake with this bag, it will once again be broadcast on the channel that made the request at 2:15 a.m. in between Matlock reruns and advertisements for waterproof socks.
Caitlin Clark has done for the women's NBA what Michael Jordan once did for the NBA. Made it more valuable, watchable, and marketable. Instead of protecting its transformative star, the league's leadership ignores the relentless targeting of...
And it's true that a WNBA player is most likely texting, "She got to earn her respect," in a smoky group chat while pushing a hard screen hard enough to move tectonic plates since, evidently, gaining respect now entails enduring 4 quarters of blunt force trauma.
Treating its greatest asset as if she were a PR headache. That approach could turn into legal liability for the WNBA. Okay, well, get this. Get this. We're watching this play out. Caitlin Clark's been hurt. We're watching in front of our very eyes how differently these teams are treating the Indiana Fever without Caitlin Clark on the court. I mean, let's just be real. It's been much different.
Let's simply go over this. A rookie is generating ratings that haven't been seen since Pure Hope and a fax machine in the 1990s founded the league. What does she receive in return for attracting new fans, packing arenas, making headlines, and creating genuine buzz? She was struck in the eye, stumbled from behind, and fell to the ground before receiving a technical foul for amusement. Oh, the reasoning. In a different reality, Rodman is observing this league as though even I wouldn't go that far. However, Stephen A. is here to provide justice, so don't worry. He is referring to it as such. And the response. Oh yeah, the internet is exploding with comments like she flops. She must become more resilient. What about every other player who has been harmed? Yes, the Olympic Games of victimhood have begun. It's a contest to see who is worthy of sympathy. This time, however, the reward is witnessing someone else being decked and uttering the words, "Well, I had it worse, so shut up." A league as a whole is attempting to destroy its own future. They seem to have said, "Let's make wings," after someone gave them a golden goose.
WNBA, y'all are in trouble. I told y'all didn't want to protect my precious CC. Now y'all getting hit with a civil lawsuit for targeting. You hear me? And then this stuff is documented. That don't even make no sense from players just speaking freely, thinking that they won't have no consequences. That means somebody had them on the payroll. You know what I'm saying? She done had 4 injuries within like a month and a half. Disgusting.
Additionally, avoid giving us the game speech that includes physicality. We have observed the physical. Basketball playoffs have been witnessed. We've witnessed hard fouls, elbows, and box outs. That's not this. This is the new, unofficial rulebook for the WNBA. Make her feel bad about it if she's well-liked. Meanwhile, a player is most likely stating that people only like her because she's white on a podcast that no one requested. There must be a conspiracy because, wow, what a way to distill a lifetime of commitment, stress, and labor into a Netflix documentary called White Girl Dribbles. In sports, jealousy is nothing new. However, this level is distinct. I don't want to outdo you here. When I don't see a Gatorade advertisement, I want to body slam you and then complain. Let's face it, Caitlin Clark isn't the issue. We've entered the WWE era of basketball, minus the production value and the Rock shouting, "If you smell." And let's not even talk about the referees. These games umpires are behaving as though they're playing whack-a-call. Compared to these foul calls, a toddler's bedtime routine is more consistent.
Remember I talked about people being jealous? The Cheryl Swoops of the world and others. Remember I pointed that stuff out? Remember I talked about the rough housing? Remember I talked about all of that? Let me read further. This would mirror the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission investigation into the Erica Hamby's pregnancy discrimination claims against the WNBA and her team. Congress and Labor and Justice Departments could be justified in examining the facts. At Harvard and Columbia, during anti-Semitic protests, institutional leaders played down threats and failed.
She gets smashed like a cheap nail at Home Depot after only one play. Not a whistle. She gives someone a funny look in the next play. TECHNICAL. Do we still act like this? Referees that appear to have received their instruction from UFC judges are on display. ESPN is over here attempting to spin this, as though she's just getting started. Oh, really? Acquiring knowledge? The woman is being closed out like she's on Monday Night Raw. Additionally, your behaving as like this is some strange rite of passage. It didn't sit well with Stephen A. You could sense pure, righteous rage replacing the Brooklyn as it left his body. The type of rage that typically follows poor Nick Nick's transactions or Skip Biss's remarks. He described it as sabotage, which is what it was. Not a smart one either. A small act of sloppy, blatant, and envious sabotage is making the WNBA a meme before it had gained traction. The unfortunate thing is that Caitlin Clark continues to play through it. She's just hooping, not complaining or having tantrums. By the way, they're hooping better than half of the league's resentful benchwarmers who believe that playing defense equates to trying to kill someone. However, it is insufficient, because it seems that some people didn't think she deserved it. Oh, the wholly ambiguous changing goalpost meaning of earning it, which means we just don't like that people like you in this particular circumstance.
Who was top 4 in MVP voting last year, the assist leader last year, galvanizing talent, that has done wonders for the NBA, if she is seen to be physically getting abused on a basketball court in a way that is such a clear and flagrant discrepancy compared to what happens to others, that man is not.
People would still argue that Caitlin Clark needs to show herself more even if she were dropped into the center of a volcano, made a three-pointer, and was dive-tackled by a pterodactyl. Unintentionally, it has turned into a gloomy slapstick comedy, akin to watching someone tumble downstairs and yell, "I'm a professional." This whole problem is, let's face it, what occurs when insecurity and ego collide in a back alley and they choose to forego the future of women's basketball. It's not only the fouls that are the issue, it's the quiet. Where is the outcry? The statements are missing. Yes, exactly. They're too busy attacking the league administration and the only player who keeps the league relevant while also tweeting vague statements about safeguarding the game. Radio silence, as if they're hoping that the infractions of the concussion protocol will simply go away. What if LeBron had received this kind of treatment during his rookie season? Leave her on her own. She is only a newbie. She is able to handle it. She is difficult, isn't she? She's tough, I see. Without a doubt, you must play night after night with a bullseye on your back while being held accountable for everything from the worldwide water crisis to racial tensions to player pay disparities.
Stuff that's happening and has been happening over the last few months is because of Caitlin Clark. I got some of the stats in front of me to validate it. Because you see, I bring receipts. And I'll get to why I'm really pissed off in a few minutes. WNBA Draft 2024 drew 2.4.
You would assume that she bears personal responsibility for every societal injustice. She's out here getting slapped across the face for making open threes in the meantime. Furthermore, Stephen A. is more than just furious. He feels let down. It is audible in his voice. The annoyance of someone who has seen too many athletes suffer from resentment and poor leadership. Since it isn't, he is stating that this isn't it. This is not a contest. Petty vengeance masquerading as physicality is what it is. Look, the truth is painful. Indeed, Caitlin Clark receives more media attention. She does